Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am streaming. Wow, this is really going fucking swell. Welcome to the Pow-wow stream. I'm your host, Johnny Hellcat, and with me, per usual, is the Hey Camel.
Good evening, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm. That's the most professional part of it. Is this?
One of these days, Johnny, we're going to get it all straightened out.
No, we won't. But it's nice of us to keep a positive spin on things. So,
I mean, especially considering I'm supposed to be the pessimist of the two.
oh boy. Yeah. So, how are you doing today?
Well, I was supposed to start work at a new job today, and like an hour before I was supposed to show up to said job, they called me to say, "Yeah, we don't need you to come in." Apparently, the owner had people from another location come into work at that joint, so I'm in limbo,
Hmm.
job wise. Like I have a job, but I have no work. If that makes any sense. And they don't pay you to have a job if you're not working.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that work thing.
Yeah, right. So I'm not entirely sure how this is supposed to work out. Like I'm just supposed to sit around and twiddle my thumbs until they call me and say, "Hey, you still need a job?" Oh, you mean the one you fucking hired me for already? Yeah, I still need that.
Just a little bit. You know, there's these things we have called bills, and they need to be what's the word for it? Paid.
That's what they keep telling me anyway. Uh, but yeah, so I'm just kind of chilling, waiting to see how that works out. I've got plenty of other applications in, so I've received 2 emails about potentially going to work in like home health. That's like, I mean, I do have experience,
Yeah,
so
I would say, yeah. The last, if the last year has taught us anything, you've got experience. Hey, Travis.
what's up, Travis? How's it going, man? I hope you grabbed up that cheaper gas real fast, dude.
I'm almost thinking I should have done one of them uh, storage units and just got gas can after gas can and just started stocking it somewhere. At first you
Yeah, but I
mock
mean,
them, and then it's like, oh, that's a pretty good idea.
don't you? Wouldn't you have to also have like gas treatment or two to keep it from going bad?
Yeah, probably. But even then,
And
if
you'd
you
have to
don't
get
use
like
it,
you'd have to get like the premium gas too, because like the lower grade has like 10% ethanol in it.
yeah, chances are that place is gonna stink after a while.
And that ethanol will start drawing moisture too. Next thing you know, you'll be pouring water in your gas tank.
Yeah, and that is if the vapors don't ignite before you even get a chance to get to it. Because someone else, God forbid, someone else is living in their storage unit. Yeah, let me just strike this match here so I can light the cigarette, and then up it goes. That's not entirely scientifically accurate, but you know, it's TV. What do you expect?
And of course, we had to go live when everyone was eating dinner. So
Well, of course, it's actually our well, it's supposed to be our dinner time too. So, but they're the family's out to the gym.
dinner, what's that?
Yeah, family's out at the gym, so they're going.
So how was your day, man? You didn't have to go to work today, did you?
I did not. Um, no, I did good. I went yesterday because I was gonna see about doing a stream yesterday, but we got home pretty late from our Father's Day excursion. I went to a golf course in East Missoula because my brother was coming in from Washington, and he didn't want to come all the way to where I live. And
Well,
I'm like,
first of all, where's your dad live?
my dad lives in the land of Kaczynski.
So out in the woods.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was wondering, like, in relation to between you and your brother, like, who's he live closer to?
He lives closer to me.
So, I mean, Father's Day kind of seems like your brother would be like, yeah, get your ass over here. Yeah.
Well, he figured, especially with gas prices being over there, he's like, we'll meet you there over in East Missoula, go to the golf course, do a round, and then diverse from there. Diverse, whatever.
Not even like do dinner or anything after a round of golf? I said he wasn't even going to do like dinner or anything after a round of golf?
We did lunch afterwards.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
Yeah. And as it turns out, and people assumed this about me, I don't research shit when I go someplace, because I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4.
How many gay bars have you ended up at, Johnny? Just like, how many times did you walk into the Blue Oyster by accident?
Well, when you walk through the doors and it's like dun 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 dun, it's like, oh shit, what did I do here? Like, no. Fortunately, I have not had that problem. No. Apparently, the golf course that we went to has a rather strict dress code, which, after being to 4 different completely different golf courses, I've never been to one with a dress code.
Do they make you guys wear the funny pants and the hats with the poof on the top?
No, but they do make you wear a polo shirt.
You're playing golf, not polo. What the fucking point is that?
I don't know, but
I mean, like, are you going to be driving? You guys are going to drive from the tee box on a fucking horseback? I'd actually watch golf if they did that, to be honest with you.
If you could get a good run and then just accurately, knock it down the fairway with a golf club and a horse, by all means. But no, it's a collared shirt is necessary, which I have never been to a golf course that needed a collared shirt for you to golf. So it was really everyone's kind of like, and there was a bit of confusion because my brother paid for everyone, and then I went in and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm with this group, and they're like, oh, okay, that'll be $47. Okay. Hey, you're okay. Hey, Costin. And hey, Terry.
How's it going, everybody?
So I'm like, okay, and I'm like, I don't even know what I paid for. And so turns out I paid for the renting of a golf cart. And
I was gonna say, it's like, do they make you pay for a polo shirt?
No, actually, they allowed me just to go with the shirt that I was wearing, which was my Batman, not a morning person shirt. It's just Batman with a cup of coffee, scowling. Oh, and so yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm the alien here, because no one else in my family is wearing a colored shirt except for my brother. So like, I have no idea what's going on. And so I have the Hellions with me.
Oh.
It turns out.
Hold on one.
Oh. What you got?
I have to assume this is Terry. I'm going to assume it's Terry. The uh, the donation is from somebody named Daddy. Says long time donor, first time listener, big fan of the laundry videos. Great to fall asleep to. Thanks. And this is my standard disclaimer of I am not Jack Cochran. I've never been to Ohio. I'm only moderately attracted to Asians, and I don't even have a basement, let alone a loved in. But I do appreciate your donation. Thank you very much.
Not me. That's an awesome donation.
Okay, well, I guess Daddy will remain nameless.
Who's your daddy?
Oh God. You know what? I think I should take a drink just for hearing that. No, I ran out of pineapple juice, so I can't do that shit tonight.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so we get there, and I'm thinking they're like, it's going to be a busy. They even told us it was going to be busy because, of course, it's Father's Day. So
yeah, all the dads are trying to get the fuck out of the house and go play around a golf.
Yeah, and you'd think just by the way people were playing, they're like, okay, set it up, hit the ball, and they're off. Like people are playing this like it's, I like to take my time when playing this game, at least a little bit. And people are rushing through this. Like I'm like, motherfucker, you paid $150 for 4 of us to play a round of golf, and only the front 9. And I'm like,
wait, I'm sorry. Run that back. How much?
$150
just to play 9 holes. You didn't even get a full round.
No.
Fuck that. This is why I sling frisbees, dude.
Oh,
it cost me nothing.
Golf?
Disc golf. You heathen. It cost me nothing, and nobody bats an eye if I show up in like flip flops and a cut off T-shirt.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. It's yeah, that's some bullshit. So they're like, okay, well, we don't have anyone on the thing for a 5-some. And I'm like, okay. And so my brother goes back in, and he's like, well, let's, this is what we've got going on. And turns out, if you're under the age of 18, you're not allowed to play there. And I'm like, okay, so my kids can't play, which they're fucking relieved, because they're awful. Like they're just picking it up. So
yeah, like I'm decent at putt, but if like there's not a windmill or like a loop de loop or something like that, I'm shit at golf.
So yeah, my kids are happy, but I'm like, okay, so in that case, you guys are driving the carts. Thinking that would be a justifiable reason for anything. They don't know how to drive.
It's a golf cart, not a fucking spaceship.
Oh, you would have thought. Like, the youngest crashes into my dad. Like almost.
Was your dad like in a golf cart, or was this like a hit and run?
It would have been a hit and run had he not been in the golf cart. But he didn't it wasn't like a full on, sprint from one cart into the other. It was just a bump. But yeah, we slowly got them to got them used to driving. And then it got to we got I'd say 3 holes in, and then it's just like, we're going too slow. We need to. They'll be on golf club retrieval, essentially, for everyone. So they got some practice in, at least, to driving the golf. I'm shocked they even let them do that. But hey, Della. Let's see here. No, we got through the 9, and everyone's kind of looking at me like it's my fault that we had the start that we did, which I mean it was, but it's not like it's. I told people that it's my first time there, so it's like if you knew there was a dress code, you could have told me. But then again, this wasn't a Jack Nicklaus course. Like I've been the first place I ever golfed, the second place I ever golfed was a Jack Nicklaus course, and there's no dress code there. And if you think that I'm not going to go to a place that is not designated by the Golden Bear, that's gonna have a dress code. I mean, come on. But I digress.
So, are you ready for me to start reading shit that will piss you off?
By all means.
Hey, Tier, how's it going? Okay, so first up out of the gate, from Breaking 911, which they have a YouTube video linked in the article. First interior image released in Uvalde school shooting shows officers with more firepower than previously believed. Yeah. Multiple police officers stood in a hallway at Robb Elementary School armed with rifles and at least one ballistic shield within 19 minutes of a gunman arriving at the campus. A devastating new revelation, deepening questions about why police didn't act faster to stop the shooter who killed 19 children and 2 teachers last month. So yeah, they're posted up in the hallway, and they've got a video. The video is actually from a news channel talking about it. But yeah, the picture shows them with the ballistic shield, and they're just, one guy's just standing behind it, pointing his gun down the hallway.
I'll see if I can bring that up here.
And this was within 20 minutes of the shooting. So I have to ask, what the fuck were they doing for the other 57?
Yeah, if they were ready to go, that's fucked up.
And I think this is just the start of like a slow drip of news coming out about, confirming what everyone that I know of has been saying. Is like they just fucking let it happen. Which after this shooting, I saw a bunch of people, reminding people on Twitter, it's like, the cops don't have a duty to actually protect you. And I have to ask, it's like, well, if they don't have a duty to protect me in a life-threatening situation like this, why do they have qualified immunity again?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That just, and I can go ahead and drop the YouTube video. Like I said, this is from KView, which I'm guessing that's a local news station in Texas. I'll drop that in the chat for everybody if they want to go watch it later. It's about 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes and 15 seconds of them talking about these materials coming out. But yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg for today's rage bait. Shall we move on to number 2?
Number 2.
Do you have anything you want to add about the? Yeah, because Della's laughing about duty already, so I figured I'd drop a number 2 joke.
And there's puns within puns. It's great.
It's punception. This is what I sound like sober, folks.
All right. Okay.
Now, did you have anything you wanted to add about that before we move on to the next one, or
no? No.
I'm fairly disgusted. I don't know about you.
I'm right with you on that one.
Okay.
And there are
Well,
people wondering why white people sing "fuck the police."
uh, cause fuck them. That's why.
Exactly.
It's always funny. Like if I'm going like 2 miles over the speed limit, I've got a cop right in my rearview mirror. But I've actually called the police before, and they did not show the fuck up. So yeah, that's why yeah, they're not there to protect you.
Yeah.
Fuck them. All right.
All right. So
So
what's the next one?
second link
Second link. Okay.
is from Channel 8 News here in Oklahoma, which I saw this one before I saw the New York Post story about it.
The K-Toll one.
Yeah, KTUL. KTUL. Tulsa's Channel 8 ABC affiliate.
All right.
You remember General Mark Milley talking to Congress about white rage and all that shit?
Yeah.
Well, they're teaching it at West Point. Documents show CRT gender ideology being taught at West Point. From West Point, New York, time not determined. Watchdog group Judicial Watch released documents Monday showing the United States Military Academy at West Point is infusing controversial lesson plans into its courses. Judicial Watch was forced to serve the U.S. Department of Defense with a Freedom of Information Act request after the group's initial requests for instructional materials were denied. Among the materials uncovered by Judicial Watch were presentations about whiteness, critical race theory and policy, and queer theory and policy, which they have links to all three of these. I haven't had a chance to click through them yet. One presentation included a graphic discussing modern-day slavery in the USA, while another instructed students to discuss how white networks exclude black men from blue-collar jobs. Quote, do you think affirmative action and environment for reverse racism? Use CRT to support your answer. End quote. Cadets were asked according to the presentation. The Watchdog group also said it uncovered a 3-credit class being taught in the Social Science Department at West Point titled The Politics of Race, Gender, and Sexuality.
Now, I know that this right here, the sick.
Yeah.
They took something out here. And I don't know what would have been there. And they're not going to tell you.
No.
So clearly they've taken something out.
I appreciate the thoughts here, but if somebody wants to get me inebriated, weed would be a better choice.
And he's got Bacardi still.
I do have the Bacardi, but I don't have anything to mix it with, and I am not drinking that shit straight.
No chasers.
Yeah. Let's see. The course's description indicated the class will serve as an introduction to the theoretical concepts of postmodernism, including a focus on feminist theory, critical race theory, and queer theory, according to Judicial Watch. Because that's what we need our Army officers studying. We don't need them, doing like physics, engineering, stuff dealing with like ballistics, artillery, anything like that. We need them to study underwater basket weaving.
What would be a queer theory anyway?
Like Foucault. I can't remember Foucault's first name. Shit.
That's F-16 material right there.
Is it Jean?
Hey, Sora.
Jean Foucault. Hi, Sora. How's it going? But yeah, like age of consent as something I've seen associated with queer theory, and yeah, it's not good.
All right.
The syllabus also required the syllabus also showed a required reading for the class titled "Critical Race Theory: An Introduction" by Richard Delgado and Jean Stefanik. Judicial Watch noted. Now, I have heard Delgado be referenced with this stuff before. I haven't got around to reading any of his writings. Judicial Watch says the new documents show students at West Point have been taught critical race theory grows out of the field of law and studies the way that racism is built into and reproduced through the institutions that organize everyday life. Tom Fitton, the president of Judicial Watch, argued our military is being attacked from within. These documents show racist, anti-American CRT propaganda is being used to try to radicalize our rising generation of Army leadership at West Point, Fitton insisted. The National Desk reached out to West Point for comment, but did not immediately hear back prior to publication. If a response is received, this story will be updated. Now, this was posted... Oh, they actually don't give a time when this was posted to Channel 8 News.
Monday the 20th, 2022.
Yeah, it gives the date, but it doesn't give like the time that the actual story went up on the website.
Yeah.
But this is not the first time I've heard about shenanigans going on at West Point. There's a couple years back, there was a cadet. What was his name? Oh, he got booted from the Army, if I'm not mistaken, because when he graduated from West Point, inside of his cap, because they throw their caps up in the air at graduation. Yeah. Inside of his cap, he had a note, which apparently a lot of cadets put notes in their caps when they throw them up. People can collect them and see the notes and return the caps and whatnot. His note was that communism will win. And underneath his dress blouse, he was wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt. Yeah. This is a guy, and before he got into... Michel Foucault. Thank you, Travis. Before he got into West Point, I think he served in the Rangers. Like, he tried to get into West Point, like, right out of high school. Didn't get the commission or whatever. So he enlisted. I think he did a couple of tours in Afghanistan with the Rangers. And then he got into West Point. No, Mike Savage. He was being subversive. He had the shirt on under his blouse, but he went ahead and posted photos on social media of him with his dress blouse open, showing Che Guevara. So yeah.
By the way, hey, Mike Savage.
Oh, we didn't get a blarg, really?
I mean, I could.
Well, I could have swore it was Mike Savage that does the blarg when he shows up in chat.
Yeah, but he didn't do the blarg.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I thought you were talking about me. Like,
no.
Gotcha. There we are.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Yeah. I have to look this motherfucker up now because I know his name. I just can't pull it. I don't even know how I'd go about finding him now. I mean, this West Point cadet, you think that'd be?
I got squirreled. I don't know. This is taking me down a rabbit hole of stories that we can come back to later.
Oh, hey, that actually worked. Here we go. NBC News.
Hey, Eagle.
What was his name again? Spencer Rapone. That's right. Yeah. And I'll throw this into the side chat if you want to, because now he's working for like some think tank or something since he got booted from the Army.
And think tanks for like.
They have commie think tanks. Well, I mean, he did graduate West Point. He's not dumb. Generally, just politically.
Just politically retarded. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, there's the NBC News showing that dude if you want to put him up on screen, because this was back in 2018 too. So this has been brewing at West Point for a while, because he didn't come to that on his own. If I'm not mistaken, they were looking into a professor there that he was buddied up with.
That's not letting me in.
Oh, it's not really okay. Well, I mean, I could pull up because there's multiple articles here. I literally just typed in "communist West Point cadet" and let's see, whatever happened to West Point's commie cadet? Oh, why is somebody calling me now? 1 second, I'll be right back.
All right. I will look up the West Point cadet. Which, yep, right here. Here's the bitch. There we go. Now, how's it going there, Eagle? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hey, nobody not be. Yeah, there's the Che Guevara thing. Spencer Rapone. Is it really a revolutionary movement if you're going to like lay down and let the enemy win? Like, there's nothing really revolutionary about that. But while we're waiting for him, these are the stories that have gotten me. They popped up as side stories when they're looking in here. Let's see here. Man who refused to say if he was pregnant turned away from blood donation clinic. Let's see here. In Scotland. Let's see here. A man in Scotland who has given blood nearly 50 years was recently turned away after offering a donation because he refused to tell healthcare professionals whether or not he was pregnant. Yeah. Let's see here. There's always a form to fill in, and that's fine. They tend to ask about medical conditions or diseases. And clearly that's because the blood needs to be safe. Longtime Scottish blood donor Lindsay Sinclair told the Daily Mail. This time around, there have been questions I hadn't seen before. Are you pregnant, or have you been in the last 6 months? When Sinclair refused to answer the question in the form, the clinic turned him away. NHS, National Services Scotland, told the National Desk that the pregnancy question had been in place on its donor health check form, and for those seeking to give blood on April 6, 2022. We appreciate the support of all blood, plasma, and platelet donors, and we would like to extend our thanks to everyone who has complied with this change, NSS told the National Desk in a statement. The questions on our donor health check, including those with regard to donor sex, gender, recent pregnancy, and any history of fertility treatment, are all important in ensuring donor, patient, and blood safety. Whilst pregnancy is only relevant to those whose sex is female, this is not always visually clear to staff. Because you're stupid. Hey, Talik. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to know they have plenty. Even though they're always talking about how they need more. Let's see here. As a public body, we take cognizance of changes in society around how such questions may be asked without discrimination and have a duty to promote inclusiveness. Therefore, all donors now are now asked the same questions. NSS continued on its statements to TND. We no longer specify women-only questions. Sinclair and his wife were both appalled by the outcome of what took place at the blood donation clinic. I pointed out to the staff that it was impossible for me to be in that position because I was told that I would need to answer, otherwise they wouldn't give blood. I couldn't give blood. Sinclair said, recalling the event to the Daily Mail, I told them that it was. I told them that was stupid, and if I had to leave, I wouldn't be back, and that was it. I got my bike and cycled away.
What's this about?
A guy who was gonna donate blood, and he had done it like several times already.
Oh yeah.
He got turned away because they wouldn't say that he was. He wouldn't answer.
He wouldn't say whether or not he was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that is mighty dumb. Oh, did you? Speaking of mighty dumb,
but it is the NHS, so from what I hear, it's, you know.
Oh no, I just saw one of the side panels there before you switched scenes.
Yeah.
Did you see Dean Norris?
Yeah.
Telling people to shut up about gas prices.
Yeah, it's on one of the side ones here too.
Fuck you, Hank. How about that? Sorry, that was the docs calling, so had to answer that one.
Ah. All right. I have another squirrel one just in case. So yeah. Where do we want to go next?
You already pulled up Spencer, didn't you?
Or yes. No? Yeah.
Okay.
I pulled up the idiot.
Because I had another link here. They said, whatever happened to that guy? Yeah, he was drummed out of the service under other than honorable conditions for his protest at the graduation. Let's see, where did he go? Oh, he went to the University of Texas History Department. So he's keeping Austin weird, folks.
Congratulations, Texas. He belongs to you.
Yeah.
Now.
I'm pretty sure the last thing Austin needs is another commie, but okay. He'll fit right in.
Yeah.
Let's see. We had a similar story to the Army one. Well, it's not. I mean, there's a story, but it's also a video link. If you go down to the second to last from the bottom, the free beacon. I'm sure a few folks in chat have probably already seen that one.
Oh, yes. Is this a...
Hi, my name is Johnny, and I use he.
Oh. And
the Navy is learning
Johnny.
about pronouns. Yeah, the Navy is going to learn about pronouns.
Jony. That's not how... Okay. Alright, let's poison our minds.
Make sure that I have audio too, not just the chat.
Oh, well, then I gotta go back.
Actually, yeah, you're like, oh Lord, this?
No, I don't, but let's see here. Screen share. Maybe I do. No, I do not.
Hey, Talik, how's it going? Children and adult bodies. Yep.
Oh, here we are. I think this should work.
He, him pronouns.
Hi, and I'm Conchi, and I use she, her pronouns.
You hear that?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I haven't clicked the thing.
Well, I guess I'll just have to unmute the stream and listen along with chat.
Share system audio.
Oh, Terry is heading out for Minions. Take it easy, man. We'll catch you later.
Have a good night. Well, it's day for you. I don't care. What? Words.
Hey, nobody not me. What's going on?
Let's see here. All right, so yeah, we'll just go with this one. Did you guys hear the audio all right? In chat?
and we're here to talk about pronouns.
What is a
They were gonna talk at the same time, and she fell back. Nope. I don't want to talk about it.
pronoun? A pronoun is how we identify ourselves.
You know what? I'll just pay
apart-
attention to the stuff at the bottom of the screen, the subtitles.
All right, because
from our name, and it's also how people refer to us in conversations.
not while you're there.
Della, I hear it. Not that I want to. Nobody wants to. I'm sure that there are a ton of sailors who don't want to listen to this shit either. They just want to get on doing their job.
Using the right pronouns is a really simple way to affirm someone's identity. It is a signal of acceptance and respect.
It's a signal of acceptance and respect, Johnny.
It is a symbol of acceptance and respect. Like, this is so robotic. Like, they're forced to say this. Like,
No, I think they actually want to take part in this. They're just not very good actors.
well, that could be.
But you know, neither one of us has served a day in the military, right?
Nope.
We have folks in chat. I don't know. I think Mike, did you serve in the military? Because I know, like, you know, there are people around us that served.
Yeah.
You know, assassin, cryptic, reaper. You know,
Necro.
Necro. There's a ton of people that we know and have talked to and whatnot, either on stream or in chat somewhere, that have served in the military. Yeah, Mike was Irish Navy. So, last I checked, and again, being a civilian, I could be wrong, but I could have swore that a signal of respect was calling somebody by their fucking rank. Why do you need to use their pronouns?
It's not Sergeant, it's Dragonkin, sir. Like, no, it's like. Oh, you were.
Nobody was a Marine Corps. Okay, I didn't know that. Nobody.
If it's a signal of acceptance and respect, how do we go about creating a safe space for everybody?
We don't.
It's the goddamn military. There shouldn't be a safe space for everybody.
Oh my God! Like,
I mean, you're in the Navy. If you get into a battle out at sea, there is no safe space. There's either sinking the enemy or becoming shark food. That's your options.
yeah, you're not going to be on a sinking ship and just be like, "Oh, thank God, my commander called me a him." Like, that's not.
You think
that's not a
you
thing.
think the Chi-Coms are going to respect your fucking pronouns when they're sinking your battleship? No.
That's a good question. A really good way to do that is to use inclusive language. Instead of saying something like, "Hey guys,"
That is
you
not a
can
good
say,
question.
"Hey everyone,"
Fuck
or
outta here
"Hey
with that
team."
shit.
You know what? Actually, it's really funny because at my work, they're like, "Yeah, you need to avoid using 'Hey guys," and we use Microsoft Teams for like a group chat. And
Oh no, I'm going to be like Sloth in the fucking Goonies every day from now on. Hey you guys.
well, no,
Fuck that noise. No.
and it's funny because everyone in the chat every time is like, "Hey guys, do you guys know this?"
Good. I mean, that's the best thing anyone can do to this nonsense. Just ignore it.
Oh yeah.
Just smile, nod, and do what the fuck you were gonna do anyway.
Yeah, and now that you say that, another way that we could show that we're allies and that we accept everybody is to maybe include our pronouns in our emails.
Which we have been encouraged to do also. I don't.
The pronouns in the emails.
Yep.
It's why do you need to know my pronouns in written fucking format? I've never had a job where I had to email people on a regular basis, so like.
You want allies, sign the treaty. There you go.
Exactly.
Like we just did, introduce ourselves using our pronouns.
This is like a 3.5
But what would I
minute
do
video,
if
and I don't think I made it past like a minute 45.
misgender someone?
There you go. There's your question. What do you do if you misgender someone? Tell them to get the fuck over it.
What do you do if you misgender somebody? You know, I guess if you're in the Navy, you should just decide if you want to be thrown overboard on the starboard or the port side, huh?
Or at the butt. There's a chance of getting hit by the propellers in that case.
Oh, you get thrown off the fantails? Yeah.
Hey, Green Badger. Hey,
In
Sean
Canada, you
W.
get fined at best. Well, what happens if you don't pay the fine, Della? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to quote Kermit the Frog here. What happens if you don't pay the fine?
You know what? What's the is the nose of the ship? Like, what do you call that part?
The bow.
The bow.
Yeah, the bow is the nose, and the stern is the ass. Right, Mike? It's been a while. So.
Fuck around and find out. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Okay, I was right.
Or we could just flog them. Bring back flogging. Make flogging great again. Like,
you know, now that I think about it, like all the military people that I remember from history are all like, you know, Army or Marine Corps. No, wait. There's Nimitz. I wonder what Chester Nimitz would say about this shit.
Okay, they should flog while playing Flogging Molly right there. There you go. At least have them partially enjoy themselves while they're drowning.
You know, I have to wonder when the last time the Navy did a good keel haul was. That's something to think about.
Yeah. All right.
So what do we do if we misgender somebody, Johnny?
Let's find out. And then cringe.
I think the first thing to recognize is that it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. Yeah, tell the person who's misgendered.
That's
that. Let's start there.
That's the feint. That's the feint.
Yeah, this is definitely like a stutter step to get you.
This is the feint before the hook comes.
You correct yourself and move on, or you accept the correction and move on.
You correct yourself and move on. Or you
accept the correction and move on. Mm-hmm.
All right. That sounds like another feint.
The most important thing I can tell you is do not put the burden of making you feel good about your mistake on the person that you just misgendered.
The most important thing is...
We're not even halfway through this shit yet.
No. Like I said, I tapped out before the stream at like 1:30 tops.
Oh my god, we are almost to that part.
Oh, thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
Oh god, I never knew. Oh man.
And another tip, for you to remember their
Talix says, by the way, notice that the black lady in the picture has to have hoop earrings and a giant fro. Yeah. I did not notice that at first, but yeah.
It's in your mind. Kind of go through a progression of 3 good things about the person using their pronouns. So let's...
Okay. We're going to learn 3 good things about using someone's pronouns.
All right, but let me ask this. What if I'm stuck in the bowels of some ship dealing with a complete fucking shitbag who doesn't have 3 redeeming qualities about them? And they change their pronouns more than they change the skivvies. Am I really supposed to try and keep track of that bullshit? On a government
say
salary?
the person chooses to use they, then you will in your mind go, they have a nice shirt, they have a nice smile, they are really smart.
And they who have an overdeveloped sense of self-importance.
They need to get the fuck over themselves.
But yeah, just keep repeating that until it sticks in your brain. Reprogram yourself.
Now,
You mindless automatons.
I ended up having to work with a trans woman. He to she.
Okay.
And I learned to, like, the first time I said he, she's just like, okay, no, it's she. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I'll work on this. Typically, because I'm working with this person and I'm their supervisor, so I gotta be like, let's
Really don't want to get an HR call.
yeah. And so, in actually getting used to it, it was me correcting other people that actually got me used to, because everyone's like he, and I'm like, no, it's she.
So you were the political officer on this ship, is what you're saying?
Pretty much. I was the don't get us sued person. Like, and so I'm like, if you don't want to call it he or she, go with their
just use their name. Just use their fucking name.
like Tier says right there. Yeah, just the name.
And in the Navy, name and rank.
And then,
Whatever billet they're in, I suppose.
and then she went absolutely stone cold fuck nuts, and then I just stopped.
As
caring.
they do.
She got arrested and fired, so I stopped caring after that. Anyway.
Okay, so now
So
after
that-
we've reprogrammed ourselves, what do we do next, Johnny?
Kind of sticks in your brain.
That is so helpful. I want to know,
Oh,
what would I do if I want to know someone's gender identity or pronouns?
What if you want to know? What if no one cares?
I'm just sitting here thinking, just like the Village People's in the Navy is playing in my head right now, and they made it sound less gay than these two right here.
The most important thing is do not pressure anybody into giving you their pronouns. Some people may be going through the process of discovery and they are not ready yet to tell you what their pronouns are, and that's okay.
So I should just
All right.
If you're going through a process of discovery, you picked the wrong fucking profession. You know? Ugh.
Yeah.
How is it that no matter where we pause this at, they don't manage to not look retarded?
Good accidental pause game.
I think it's just their faces.
Or that. It's natural. They're retarded. Please be patient with them.
lead with my pronouns and they may follow or not, and if they don't, then I can just continue to use gender neutral language.
Yes.
Can you imagine a bunch of like SEALs or EOD techs or divers having to listen to this bullshit?
Oh man.
You mean I gotta worry about getting my fingers blown off, like breaching this door, and the motherfucker behind me, his pronouns? Really?
exactly. Just to share something with you that happened the other day at a cookout I was at, we were talking about pronouns, and somebody was disagreeing with how different people.
Pause. There's no way this bitch was at a cookout. I smell vegan through the screen. Unless this bitch was grilling some watermelon, I don't see how she was at a cookout.
See themselves as different pronouns, and the argument was, if you look like a female, then it's she, her, because that's what's normal, and if you make me call you something else, then you're infringing on my rights. And
And everyone clapped.
Pause. If you look like a female. So we are basing this off of how somebody looks. Okay. Thought you weren't supposed to just be assuming shit.
Yeah, human shield.
Oh yeah, and I'd make sure that I bet you those EOD techs would make sure that they really ramped up the overpressure too. They'd scramble their egg completely. Maybe knock some fucking sense back into them.
I was really taken aback by the comment, and I really wasn't sure how to respond, and the only thing I could really think quickly to say was, it's not about you at all, and it's mostly and ultimately about respect.
It is about respect.
Oh, okay, so somebody else said this to her. Okay.
Okay. The thing about respect.
Hold on. Nobody said for 2 years I thought my pronouns were fuckwit. Yeah, okay.
You can't force respect on people, but I think that's the major thing that people are missing here, is that it's not, you can't force this shit.
I being a civilian, I can only go based off of what I've read and seen, from interviews and media and stuff like that. So I think back to like Dick Winters in Band of Brothers. You respect the rank, not the man. That's the only respect that you should be worried about, is the respect for your rank. And if you're the low man at the toll pole, shit sucks.
That's an important point to make, and I think you did the right thing. I think it's important to keep it short and simple. What I would have said to help them understand better is to talk about
now I want to show some of my Marine buddies, for example, IRL this stuff. go find some of the dudes I went to high school with who enlisted. Oh, I know one guy who did a couple. I know one guy that did a couple of tours in like Iraq and Afghanistan. I would love to see his reaction to this shit. Respect the rank, not the ma'am.
Nice.
My name is Johnny, spelled Jony, and it's
wrong.
Normal for someone
Completely
to
wrong.
pronounce my name like Joni. But if I were to tell you over and over again, my name is Johnny, and you insist on mispronouncing my name, I would feel disrespected by you.
Yes, because that's how that works. If someone is dickish enough to not know, outside of language barriers, like if I called you Camel, it would be, I would be a dickhead.
Or just retarded. I mean,
that too.
But do you know what is very easy to pronounce? Their rank. I can't say this enough.
Mon capitaine. All right, let's see here.
Some names are very difficult to pronounce, but do you know what is very easy to pronounce? She, he, they.
And on that This has just gotten gayer than anything I've ever seen.
Wait, did we make it to the end?
I think we made it to the end.
Holy shit!
Yes.
And now I have to wonder just how petty some of those petty officers in the Navy are going to be.
Yep. That is the whole thing.
Oh.
That is the whole kit and caboodle. And now we need a palate cleanser.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dear God.
Hold on. Let me see here. Good palate cleanser. Where? Oh, here's one. We have a Canadian in chat, so we have a Canada specific story. It is let me see. Where'd it go? Oh, I need to scroll up. The original link list I had.
Yeah.
Second from the bottom. That should be a good palate cleanser.
The
VancouverisAwesome.com.
Gotcha.
Della's gonna hate this one. He's like, well, would you look at the time?
I thought you meant an actual palate cleanser, not...
Well, I mean, everyone has a palate. This might not cleanse everybody's. You can try a ketchup popsicle in Vancouver if you dare. This limited edition frozen... Okay, first of all, the quotation should be around the word treat in the subheadline. Combines some of the best traditions of the season has to offer. Ketchup and popsicles. No.
No.
No. Green Badger. Hard pass.
I know. I do like ketchup. But I don't like ketchup.
Too.
I don't like ketchup this much.
Mike Savage. Fuck no. Tier, what the fuck? Oh. It's hard to live by the credo, don't knock it till you've tried it, when the it in question is a ketchup popsicle. No shit, Sherlock. Ketchup chips? Sure. I think they mean fries, right? This is some like residual Britishness with the Canadians, isn't it? Calling them chips.
I'm not sure if they go with chips. I think that's mostly Euros and Australians. I don't know if they call them French fries, but I don't know if they call them chips.
Maybe a nice tomato granita? I don't know what that is. To go with an upscale savory summertime dinner dish. But the folks at French's Ketchup seem to think that's what we're all clamoring for is a popsicle made with their tomato product. To that end, the Canadian condiment maker is releasing its limited edition French Sickle this week. And Vancouver is one of the 3 Canadian cities where locals get a taste for absolutely free. Because they know you won't buy this shit. The stunt food item combines some of the best traditions the season has to offer. Ketchup and popsicles, according to French's media release.
Now
the Frenchicles... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, there is a company down here called Hers. I don't know if you've heard of them. Hers potato chips.
I can't say that I have.
They have a vast variety of weird flavors on their potato chips. And they do have ketchup potato chips.
Okay.
And they're good to a degree, but you can't just continue eating it. Like, I can't continually eat an entire bag of potato chips in the first place, but if
they're like half nitrogen anyway, so
yeah.
I could easily eat a bag of potato chips. They're only at most 40% full.
Yeah.
But
if they had little snack bags of them, the little ones, I could eat one of those. But it's just not too many. But they had
French sickles.
That's hers. Tears got it.
The French sickle's savory tomato flavor is perfectly balanced with a hint of salty sweetness, they describe. I would not trust. Okay, first of all, who is they? Is this a collective from the marketing department, or is this one of those pronoun people that we had from the last video? French's didn't foray into the frozen treat business, mind you. They paired up with Canada's own Happy Pops. So we have two companies to blame for this abomination.
Apparently.
A Toronto-based Ice Pops business best known for its handcrafted, all-natural, small-batch popsicles. Oh, so they're fucking hipsters. It's starting to make a lot more sense now, isn't it, Johnny?
Just a bit.
It doesn't seem like a natural fit for Happy Pops, since French's makes its ketchup using 100% Canadian... Oh, it does seem like a natural fit. Since French's makes its ketchup using 100% Canadian-grown tomatoes. I can't wait for people to try this condiment-turned popsicle, said Happy Pops founder Leela Kashavi? Kashavi? I don't know. But if you want to be one of the lucky people to try this curious creation, they'll be handing them out in Vancouver for one day only at 609 Grantville Street on Wednesday, June 22nd from 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Yeah, because that's what I want at 10:30 in the morning. Frozen ketchup.
Let's see. A granita is a semi-frozen dessert made from sugar. No shit. Sugar, water, and various flavorings. Originally from Sicily, is available throughout Italy in varying forms. It's related to the sorbet or an Italian ice. So, in other words, ice cream. Ketchup ice cream.
It looks like Straight Sith Mail just got here. Ew, what the fuck? Welcome to the party, pal. You are not alone.
All right, and we will take this time. I'll have you do it, Camel. Go ahead and show yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a Streamlabs. Johnny has been so kind as to link it at the top of the chat and in the description. If you want us to start vetoing some of these things that I've found that have definitely raised my blood pressure and very well likely raise yours, you can send me a little bit of scratch. How's that?
That works.
Yeah. Also, of course, hit the like, share. If you haven't subscribed to Johnny already, please do that.
All right, so
shall we get back into the doom scrolling?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's see. Next one up would be...
Do you want to do the New York Post? That one's going to be one that kind of looks like it's going to piss me off.
I was just going to go down the list because we took a brief detour for ketchup pops, but we had a couple of articles there that was military related, and I got one more.
Oh, okay. The
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail, yeah.
Yeah.
Get that ketchup abomination off my screen.
Okay, but before we move on to the next article, chat, out of curiosity, how much would somebody have to pay you to eat a ketchup pop? This is kind of like the reverse of what would you do for a Klondike bar. How much would I have to bribe you to eat that shit? Johnny, how about you? Like how much? How hard do I got to grease your palm to put that in your mouth?
Well, if you're gonna phrase it like that, no, it would not be a thing. The amount would have to be in the triple digits.
So we're talking at least a couple C notes. Okay. Jaeger, he's saying $100. Green Badger, 10,000 minimum.
A bottle of Jameson.
try to drink away that painful memory. 350 and some lunch money. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm. You're gonna at least have to cover a pack of cigarettes and a Long Island iced tea for me to get that taste out of my mouth. So I don't know. I mean, I'm
If
$20
if
minimum.
if any time you try to go back to normal foods like burger and fries, and as soon as you dip your ketchup or dip your fry in the ketchup, put it in your mouth, and then
Just start having flashbacks.
Fortunate Son starts playing in the background. That's going to require a bit more reimbursement.
Okay, so Badger is he's come back. He's come down off the 10K, but you're gonna at least have to put a full tank of gas in his car.
So yeah,
5K. Yeah, triple digits at least. He's knocked 1 0 or 2 zeros off the amount. Yeah, that's just disgusting.
Well, nowadays it's what I'd say 1K then.
All right, so
Anyway.
the Daily Mail. I don't know if you're wanting to put that on screen or not.
already
Oh,
have.
you already do? Okay. I've only got the one screen, so I'm hopping back and forth between tabs. Daily Mail. Prepare to fight and beat Russia in a third world war. Britain's top general warns. New UK Army commander tells troops to brace for European land war in tub-thumping message as tyrant Putin menaces ex-Soviet states. Now, when I started reading this article, I went ahead and tweeted it out, and I said, I too look forward to the warm embrace of nuclear winter. And I had one of my mutuals trying to talk me down off the ledge, because he expects that state actors would be rational, and all I could respond with was, "Have you seen my president lately? I'm surprised he hasn't pushed the button by mistake yet." But yeah, so at least Britain's top general is sitting there saying, "Hey, prepare for war," whereas our top general is, reading Richard Delgado. Britain's top army general has told his troops to prepare to fight and beat Putin's armies in a European land war. It has emerged tonight. General Sir Patrick Sanders, who assumed overall command of the British Army this week, warned soldiers, "We are the generation that must prepare the army to fight in Europe once again, as Russia's invasion of Ukraine rocks global stability." In a tub-thumping... That's twice now they've used that.
Well,
it must
when
be a
they get
British
knocked
thing.
down, they do want to get up again. So,
and we're just over here pissing the night away. To British troops, he wrote, "I am the first chief of the General Staff since 1941 to take command of the army in the shadow of a land war in Europe involving a continental power. The scale of the enduring threat from Russia shows we've entered a new era of insecurity. It is my singular duty to make our army as lethal and effective as can be. The time is now, and the opportunity is ours to seize. Well, Johnny, if World War III kicks off, I'm joining the British Army. I don't know about you, but I'm not sticking around here."
I'd be a bad troop. So,
Well, if I'm going to have to fight one way or the other, I might as well go fight with the people that actually want to kill the enemy, not ask them what their pronouns are.
Yet.
It comes as Putin menaces NATO countries, and this week taunted former Soviet states in Europe by declaring they are part of historic Russia. And I actually do have an article related to that quote from Putin further on.
I'll go join the Freeman. I don't care. I'll go to jail for not paying taxes. I don't give a shit.
Go join the wildlings up in Canada? Is that your plan?
Oh no, we have a group here. They're called the Freeman, and all they do is bitch about the government and not pay taxes
Actually, you know what? I could probably go ahead and drop.
and stock guns.
Oh no, that is the same article actually. So, not a different article. Putin made these comments in response to a dramatic statement by Kazakh President Foreign, who sensationally declared he did not recognize the self-proclaimed People's Republics of Donetsk and Luhansk in eastern Ukraine. It was Kazakhstan Borat was from, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just going to call him President Borat then. President Borat sat meters away from the brooding Russian despot at the St. Petersburg Economic Forum yesterday, described the DPR and LPR as quasi-state entity territories.
That's Tokayev.
Huh?
Tokayev.
It's President Borat, Johnny. I've made my decision. I have spoken my piece and counted to 3, sir.
Okay, monkey.
We don't recognize Taiwan, Kosovo, South Ossetia, fuck it, or this other place I can't pronounce. We apply this principle to the quasi-state territories, which in our view are the Luhansk and Donetsk People's Republic, the Kazakh president said in a daring defiance of Putin's war in eastern Ukraine.
You know, the more I try to correct you, the more I'm going to come off looking like Jack.
I don't care. I just don't care. The Russian president sat quietly, considering President Borat's comments, before appearing to deliver a calm but quietly menacing warning. What is the Soviet Union? Putin asked rhetorically. This is historic Russia. He went on to paint Kazakhstan as a nation friendly to Russia, but quickly added, the same thing could have happened with Ukraine, but they wouldn't be our allies. Nice country you got here. Be a shame if anything happened to it. Maximilian Hess, that is a good name right there. Strong name. A fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute told the Telegraph that Putin's retort to President Borat was a clear threat and argued that President Borat was reliant on Russian support following widespread riots in Kazakhstan in January, which were only quelled with the help of Russian paratroopers operating under the Collective Security Treaty Organization, an Eastern security bloc similar to NATO. In a lengthy speech at the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, Putin went on to accuse the U.S. of playing God and treating countries like colonies as he brushed off the impact of Western sanctions on Russia's economy, which, by the way, the ruble, strongest has been compared to the dollar in a good long while. Amid a lengthy denunciation of America and its allies, Putin, 69, nice, warned nothing will be as it used to be as he delivered his address, which was delayed by 90 minutes after the event suffered a cyber attack. Okay. When he eventually took the stage. You're saying?
Does it matter how old Putin is?
Well, I think that's to remind us that he's 10 years younger than our presidential house plant.
Okay.
Or I don't know. Maybe they're thinking that some young Russian bureaucrat will, see this and think, "Hey, old man's kind of long in the tooth." I don't know why they would think that we need to know that Putin is almost a septuagenarian.
And is Maximilian Hess related to Rudolph?
I don't know.
Jaeger Pony asked. Because I don't know who either of those people are.
The name Rudolph Hess sounds familiar. CIA? Am I thinking along the right lines there, Jaeger? Anyway, back to the story while I wait for that.
German politician and leader of the Nazi Party.
Oh. So, I was close. Anyway, when he eventually took the stage, Putin issued a thinly veiled threat to oligarchs thinking of quitting his regime. It's safer in your own house, he said. Those who didn't want to listen to this have lost millions abroad. He went on to announce that Western... I'm
scrolling down the...
Yeah. He went on to announce that Western allies think they have won and said Moscow's war in Ukraine had become a lifesaver for the West to blame all the problems on Russia. I mean, they've been doing that for, what, 5 years now? He added that the U.S. considers itself God's emissary on Earth and that Western sanctions were founded on a false premise that Russia had no economic sovereignty. Moving on to focus on his so-called special military operation, Putin said the main aim of the incursion was to defend our people in the largely Russian-speaking Donbass region of eastern Ukraine. Yeah, the only problem with that is they're not your people. They're in a different fucking country. I know, a lot of people these days want to talk about how, borders are just imaginary lines and shit, but they actually supposed to mean something. Putin said that Russia's soldiers in the Donbass were also fighting to defend Russia's own right to secure development. Yeah, because Ukraine was such a fucking threat to that, weren't they? The West has fundamentally refused to fulfill its earlier obligations. It turned out to be simply impossible to reach any new agreements with it, Putin said. In the current situation, against a backdrop of increasing risk for us and threats, Russia's decision to conduct a special military operation was forced. Difficult, of course, but forced and necessary. Now I'm just thinking of Patches of Houlihan. Necessary?
No, yeah, it says, Mike Savage says, Ukraine existed as a nation when Moscow was a forest. Yeah.
Weren't they the Kievan Rus?
Well, I have a friend who's, her ex-husband was from Ukraine. Kids, they have a kid, and she brought up a lot of back when Obama was president. When they were trying to annex part of it there for
Crimea. Yeah.
Yeah. She was bringing it up, and like everyone's like, whatever, we're sorry. Let's change our profile picture to show solidarity. And she's the only one who's like joining protests. I'm just like, okay.
But yeah, if you look at
the
the last 4 presidents, the only one that Russia didn't try to annex somebody else's shit, the only president that didn't happen under was the one that the media was telling us 24/7 was Russia's puppet.
Yeah.
Because it happened under GW too. Bush Jr. Russia went into Georgia, not the state, but the country. And Putin wasn't marching on Atlanta. But yeah, so
I remember in the early 90s, back when I used to actually absorb stuff from, real newscasters way back when. There was a highway patrolman that happened to stop by because he was kind of road tired. So we were waiting for my bus to get there, and this is in the Lando Kaczynski, so I was a good 10-minute drive away from our school, and so
is somebody microwaving something, or is your smoke detector going off?
Yeah, they're microwaving in the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the wall, like to the kitchen, is right there. The microwave is just on the other side. So, but yeah, he was talking about how he just got out. He literally just got on the force, and he's like, yeah, I served time in Jordan. Served time I did service in was posted in Jordan, and she goes, Montana. And I looked at my mom and like, are you fucking
For the love of God,
me?
tell someone to get that. No, I was saying, for the love of God, tell someone to open the fucking microwave.
Is it that loud?
I've heard it go off like 5 or 6 times now.
No, I only heard it twice.
There it goes again.
I don't think that's the
But,
microwave.
Johnny's going to start getting loopy, and we're going to find out he's got a carbon monoxide leak.
No, I think it's the TV that they're listening to in the living room. Yep, there it was.
Are they listening to the National Weather Service? What the fuck, man?
I have no idea, but my...
Yeah, Cynic and Mike are both like, beep, beep, beep.
All right, let me see if
And I'll talk to the chat for a second if you want to go investigate.
I'll see what's going on.
Russian puppet or Ukraine puppet, take your pick. I mean, sounds like separate wings of the same vulture. It's the beef of doom. Yes. What's really funny is, like, if Johnny doesn't come back, I don't know how to stop this stream. But no, if I were a betting man, which I'm not because I'd lose my shirt, but if I were, I'd put money on President Borat from Kazakhstan. Maybe, accidentally getting a dose of polonium in his soup or something. Yeah, man. At 3 a.m., you go rack out, Mike. We appreciate you being here, but I wouldn't lose sleep over me. I wouldn't expect you to either. But yeah, I think that the president of Kazakhstan might have a death wish. I don't know why he would be saying that, standing that close to Putin. But yeah, he doesn't want to be in power too much longer. I don't think he's ready to retire. And while Johnny is gone, I will go ahead and pull up the next article. Sorry, you guys won't be able to read along with me, but oh yeah, from Reuters, Ukraine to restrict Russian books, music in latest cultural break from Moscow. This is on top of them banning the opposition party. That's what nearly $55 billion to defend democracy gets us. They're banning shit left, right, and center in Ukraine. Ukraine's parliament on Sunday voted through 2 laws which will place severe restrictions on Russian books and music. As Kiev, yeah, I'm gonna say Kiev because calling it Kyiv just sounds fucking weird.
Have a good night, Mike.
Seeks to break many remaining cultural ties between the two countries following Moscow's invasion. I went ahead and started on the Reuters article,
Okay.
Johnny. One law will forbid the printing of books by Russian citizens unless they renounce their Russian passport and take Ukrainian citizenship. The ban will only apply to those who held Russian citizenship after the 1991 collapse of Soviet rule.
Which Reuters one?
The first Reuters one.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna save that one.
So
for later.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, if you got a Russian passport from 1991 to today, you can't print any of your books in Ukraine without renouncing your Russian citizenship. No biggie, right? It will also ban the commercial import of books printed in Russia, Belarus, and occupied Ukrainian territory, while also requiring special permission for the import of books in Russian from any other country. Now, I'm no linguistic expert, but how much of a difference is there between Russian and Ukrainian language? Anybody in chat want to fill me in on that one? Because I didn't. I gotta imagine they're pretty similar. And you're right, Sora. This does sound familiar, and not in a good way. Another law will prohibit the playing of music by post-1991 Russian citizens on media and on public transport. I mean, I'm no fan of Pussy Riot either, but isn't this going a little far? while also increasing quotas on Ukrainian language speech and music content in TV and radio broadcasts. Hey, Sora, I think Zelensky's taking a cue from Justine. The laws need to be signed by President Zelensky to take effect, and there is no indication that he opposes either. Why would he? Both receive broad support from across the chamber, including from lawmakers who have traditionally been viewed as pro-Kremlin by most of Ukraine's media and civil society. Yeah, they might be agreeing to it because they don't want to get banned from political office either.
Yeah.
You see how that shit works? I believe they call that a chilling effect. Ukraine's culture minister, fuck me, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, said he was glad to welcome the new restrictions. It is like, this is some 1984 shit. The culture minister is glad to welcome the restrictions on books and music. You know, things that you might use to spread culture.
I think that's Tachenko. The K is silent-ish.
Okay, well, I know the first name's Alexander. Anyway, the laws are designed to help Ukrainian authors share quality content with the widest possible audience, which after the Russian invasion do not accept any Russian creative product on a physical level, the Ukrainian's cabinet website quoted him as saying. Okay, I just read that, and I still don't understand what the fuck it said. The laws are designed to help Ukrainian authors share quality content with the widest possible audience, which after the Russian invasion do not accept any Russian creative product on a physical level. How does banning Russian shit help Ukrainian authors share quality content?
You know, the only thing I remember a tattoo for is just a couple of chicks making out in almost every video.
Oh, Sora's right. The restrictions mean they won't be able to play tattoo. I remember that song from the 90s.
There's two of them. And that's the same thing. Like,
well, I was going back and listening to Frog Leap Studios playlists,
yeah.
and that man doesn't miss. I tell you, his version of tattoo, fucking banger. Okay, de-Russification. Didn't they say like Russia's one of their reasons for invading was de-Nazification?
Yeah, apparently there was
I feel like we're going in a circle here, Johnny.
Now Russians are Nazis, and I don't know.
The new rules are the latest chapter in Ukraine's long path to shedding the legacy of hundreds of years of rule by Moscow. You know, I bet that path would have been a lot shorter if they just kept the fucking nukes, right?
Yeah.
Bet they're regretting that now, aren't they? Ukraine says this process, previously referred to as decommunization, but now more often called de-Russification, is necessary to undo centuries of policies aimed at crushing Ukrainian identity. Moscow disagrees, saying Kiev's policies to entrench the Ukrainian language in day-to-day life oppresses Ukraine's large number of Russian speakers, whose rights it claims to be upholding in what it calls its special military operation. Here's an idea. All those, Russian speakers who consider themselves Russian, why don't you just move them to fucking Russia? I mean, if that's the whole reason why you're invading another country, why don't you just do like a trade deal, like NBA style or something? The process gained momentum after Russia's 2014 invasion of Crimea and support for... Yeah, we know about Crimea. We know about Donbass. Hundreds of locations in Ukraine's capital city have already been earmarked for renaming to shed their association with Russia. And a Soviet-era monument celebrating the friendship of the Ukrainian and Russian people was torn down in April, eliciting cheers from the assembled crowd. I'm sorry. when did the Soviet Union fall again?
Not that they need shilling, but there's
That was 1990, wasn't it?
for which one?
The Soviet Union collapsed 1990. Yeah.
Give or take.
Berlin Wall came down in 89. Why the fuck did they leave that statue up all this time? Like, I mean, if the Soviet Union collapsed on, you know, the first of the month, you would figure that everyone would be ripping that shit down on the second. But that's the end of that story.
Yeah, not that Frog Leap Studios needs any shilling. They don't need my help. But
Oh yeah.
I did post a link for the tattoo song in there.
It really does sound like a dystopian version of Canadian content laws. Yeah, like I said, you know, I think I think Zelensky saw what you guys were doing up in Canada. Is like, you know what? That sounds like a wonderful idea. All right. So, how's everyone's blood pressure in chat? How we doing? Remember, if you feel palpitations, if you feel like faint or anything, I won't fault you if you turn off the stream and consult a medical professional. Where were we going next here? Yeah. Now, I have not been to this site before, so I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is like a news station in France. France 24.
France 24? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going down the list. So the Dutch joined Germany and Austria in reverting to coal.
Let's see. Your personal data, your options. They're not letting me do it.
They're not letting you pull it up?
Nope, because the ad block.
Oh. Oh, I'm running Brave, and I told them to fuck off with, you know, asking for my location and everything like that.
There we go.
The Dutch joined Germany and Austria in reverting to coal power on Monday, following an energy crisis provoked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Netherlands said it would lift all restrictions on power stations fired by the fossil fuel, which were previously limited to just over a third of output. Berlin and Vienna made similar announcements on Sunday as Moscow, facing biting sanctions over Ukraine, cut gas supplies to energy-starved Europe. The cabinet has decided to immediately withdraw the restrictions on production for coal-fired power stations from 2002 to 2024. Dutch Climate and Energy Minister Rob Jetten told journalists in The Hague. The Dutch minister said his country had prepared this decision with our European colleagues over the past few days. Oh, over the past few days. Oh, I'm glad you guys put some thought into it. Germany, however, said it still aimed to close its coal power plants by 2030 in light of the greater emissions of climate change, CO2, from the fossil fuel. Now, if only they had some way of generating power without having to burn coal. You know, that I could have swore they had some other means of power production. Johnny, can you recall what the Germans had that they may have used? It's right there at the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
Hamsters. Well,
I bet it was fucking hamsters. Yeah,
I was going to say the other one, but
well, I mean, at this rate, they're probably trying anything they can. I mean, the target was more important than ever, he added. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. The 2030 coal exit date is not in doubt at all, the German spokesperson said. More countries are being squeezed. Russia's invasion of its pro-Western neighbor has sent global prices for energy soaring and raised the prospect of shortages if supplies were to be cut off. Russian energy giant Gazprom has already stopped deliveries to a number of European countries, including Poland, Bulgaria, Finland, and the Netherlands. Germany's reliance on Russian energy imports has made it particularly vulnerable as Moscow looks for leverage against the West. The Dutch are less reliant, depending on Russia for about 15% of their gas supplies, compared to the EU average of 40%. But they are still concerned. I want to emphasize that at this moment there is no acute gas shortage, Dutch Minister Jetten said. However, more countries are now being squeezed by Russia. That worries us. No shit. The Dutch government said it was also making an urgent appeal to companies and businesses to save as much energy as possible ahead of the winter. Bunch of people are going to freeze to death this year, I'm willing to bet you.
Mm-hmm.
Germany's decision to power up its coal power plants come after Gazprom cut deliveries to Germany via the Nord Stream gas pipeline last week. Wait, when was this? Oh yeah, okay, so this is from today. Wait, they only cut Germany off last week? I feel like it was longer ago. Maybe it's internet time, I don't know.
Yeah.
The move, presented by Gazprom as a technical issue, has been criticized as political by Berlin. Again, I repeat, no shit! German economy minister Robert Habeck, a Green Party politician, described the decision to revert to coal as bitter but indispensable for reducing gas consumption. Austria's government, meanwhile, announced Sunday that it would reopen a mothballed coal power plant station because of power shortages arising from reduced deliveries of gas from Russia. And even though I am sober, I'm getting a bit of the cottonmouth. 1 second, folks.
All right. Let's see here. The authorities would work. Yeah, I got the guy that can't read.
I'm back.
Okay.
I was just getting a quick drink. The authorities who would work with the Verbund group, or is it Verbund? It's German, I don't know. The country's main electricity supplier, to get the station in the southern city of Melk.
I meant
back in action.
I meant a hamster wheel. Not hamster burning.
Said the Chancellery. The European Commission noted Monday that some of the existing coal capacities might be used longer than initially expected because of the new energy landscape in Europe. We know that the energy mix and the plans of member states will adjust slightly because we are in an unexpected situation, Commission spokesman Tim McPhee said at the press briefing. It's an unexpected situation that people were pointing out last fucking year. Germany, Europe's largest economy, has managed to reduce the share of its natural gas supplied by Russia from 55%
Wow.
before the invasion to 35%. Oh, wow. The government has also mandated the filling of gas reserves to 90% ahead of the European winter at the end of the year to hedge against a further reduction in supply. Germany's government, a coalition between the Social Democrats, Liberals, and Greens, aims ideally to close all coal power plants by 2030. Their agreement, reached at the end of last year, brought forward the previous government's aim to shut the plants by 2038. So they're just pressing on the accelerator, even though... Oh my god. Dumb. Sorry. It's okay. Just put up more wind turbines, because those help.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have any kind of segue for these articles. Like I said, it's just stuff that I saw today while I was scrolling Twitter, not at the job I was hired to be doing.
Yeah.
And it just just pissed me off more and more the more I read. So I figured I'd share the pain. Let's see. Oh. I guess we can move on to the New York Post article that is next in the queue. But before we do that, if you guys can, it'd be greatly appreciated. There's a Streamlabs donation link in the description and at the top of the chat. It's hard times for everybody, and I understand that. Any help is appreciated. Or maybe you just want to send me throw me a buck to say, fuck off, Camel. I'm tired of listening to this depressing news.
Well, buckle up, kids. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah. I know things seem, it's like the meme. I know things seem really bad right now, but it's only going to get worse. Because our president spoke to some reporters. Now, that one does have a video where you can actually listen to Joe in his own words. If you want to go ahead and roll that back.
We going to try that?
Well, the chat can hear it. I can't. That's I've already listened to him.
All right, let's see if this will let me do it.
And it's also got subtitles on it too. It's got closed captioning.
Okay, so that doesn't bring up Brave at all. So all right, here we go.
Mr. President, are you confident that Ukraine is going to become a member of the European Union? Are you pushing for that?
I think that's very likely to happen. I know. That's my press secretary daughter. I promise.
Recession's even more likely than ever.
Not the majority of them aren't saying that. Come on, don't make things up, okay? Now you sound like a Republican politician. I'm joking. That was a joke. But all kidding aside, no, I don't think it is. I was talking to Larry Summers this morning, and there's nothing inevitable about a recession.
There's nothing inevitable about a recession.
So you heard it here, folks. A recession is fucking inevitable. Stock up now. Get your prepper supplies together. You know, buy rice and beans. You know, if you know anybody that hunts, buddy up to them. We're in for a rough ride.
Yep.
Because at this point, if Joe told me the sky was blue, I'd bet it was fucking pink.
And there I thought
yeah.
that Jack and my wife were going crazy. And yeah, my wife's a bit of a prepper. So she's been nice. She'll be sneaking rice and beans in there while we were
if
shopping.
I had the money, I'd definitely be stocking up on everything I get my hands on. You know, from food to toilet paper, medical supplies. You know, those are things you can never have enough of, and it's, you know, shit's about to get real. And I told you before stream, some of those black pills that Jack's been feeding to Monkey, they've been coming from me. So none of this is news to me. It may be to the rest of y'all.
Now, I don't know much about nuclear energy. But yeah, from what I understand, it is the cleanest.
Well, everyone points to like 3 Mile Island here in the U.S. The radiation that was released from 3 Mile Island, if I'm not mistaken, was equivalent to taking like 3 or 4 flights. Yeah, if you flew like more than 5 times, you've received more radiation just from sitting down and doing nothing than you would have gotten from being exposed to 3 Mile Island. Chernobyl, on the other hand, that was pretty much how to not build a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, I know very little about.
And then, of course,
that sort of technology. So
Fukushima, that was just freak fucking accident on top of freak fucking accident.
Yeah, that was like 2 acts of nature. Fucking
yeah, two acts of God saying "fuck you, Japan," pretty much.
Yeah.
Because it was it was a big ass earthquake, then a tsunami, and then the meltdown.
Yeah,
I would not shoot a deer with a 9mm. You're just gonna hurt it.
well, unless you're like, dead on it.
I still wouldn't risk it.
Go through the eye, hit the brain. You might be able to do it.
But I mean, you keep that 9 handy, Sith, because you never know. Might end up eating long pig at some point. Yes, I'm going full Alex Jones. I will eat your ass right now.
Clip. Anyway. So with no, I do have a long rifle that we have in our sights, so to say. Actually, we went shopping in Missoula after the golf course, and yeah, it was there was one that was there, and my son, like, his eye caught it right away, and he's just like, I want this, and I'm like,
The rifle?
yeah, and I go, no, like,
what kind of rifle was it? The kid might have some good taste.
it was a repeater. That's all I remember of it, really.
Oh, like a Henry?
Yeah, I think it was
That's
a Henry
nice.
repeater.
That's nice. Yeah.
It was a nice looking gun.
He's gonna like go all home, like on home on the range shit, huh?
Yeah, it was only a 22. But yeah, I was like, nah, you're not touching a gun. Like, I took both my boys to I think it was to a Sportsman's Warehouse, and I'm like, well, let's just see how comfortable you guys are with guns, so that I can see if I can take you shooting one of these days, and we can see about how comfortable they would be with that. And the first thing that my older son does is points it directly at the salesman. And I go, well,
I'll take this one for free.
and you are done, sir. Like, and it's funny because it's only really funny because, like, there's no ammo in the gun. Like, we are absolutely, it's not like he's loading it there for him, but like it was a 6-shooter. It was a 6-shooter. I think it was a 38. It was either a 38 or a 357. One of the two. And the guy pops out the
cylinder?
Yeah.
The wheel?
Yeah. Pops out the cylinder. And my son just immediately, as soon as he picks it up, finger on the trigger.
Deer hunter?
Finger on the trigger, points it right at the guy, and I'm just like, and you just answered my question. Like, we're done here.
I would have laughed my ass off if he started quoting Christopher Walken from Deer Hunter, though.
It's like, you've never seen that movie.
How the fuck do you know that?
No, I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna hold off on that for a while.
See, I figure, if shit really does hit the fan, I'm a big enough dick that I'm either going to be murdered immediately or I'm going to have my own fiefdom. One of the two. But there is, an article that we could read. But I mean, I think that video pretty much says, it drives the point I was getting at. Stock up, folks. So
let's see here.
We can go ahead and move on to the next one if you want. That's also a here's a nice little palate cleanser. Also from the New York Post. Next one down, Johnny.
Oh yeah, as if we've been doing a banger job making people happy so far. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Officials find meth worth $60,000 in kids' booster seats at U.S.-Mexico border. You only thought Junior was upset because you didn't give him his Paw Patrol to watch on the tablet while you're driving back home from vacation. No, he was riding the white pony the whole way home. Border Patrol agents on the U.S.-Mexico border in California have arrested a man for allegedly trying to smuggle 30 pounds of methamphetamine worth $60,000 inside child booster seats.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that it was meth and not fentanyl for once. Like, I didn't realize meth was making a comeback. And also, 30 pounds is only getting you $60K? Damn, son. Agents pulled over a vehicle carrying a man, a woman, and their 4 children Wednesday on Interstate 15 north of Newton Azraq Border Patrol Station, checkpoint in Murrieta, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. A CBP, say that 5 times fast, K-9 team that was called to the scene alerted the agents to the presence of drugs inside 3 booster seats that were in the car. Yeah. Here's a reminder, folks. Anywhere within 100 miles of the border is Customs and Border Patrol. And they will stop you, and they have every right to stop you within 100 miles of any border. When the seats were cut open, according to the agency, officials discovered several packages containing a white crystal substance that tested positive for methamphetamine. The driver was found in possession of 26.9 pounds of methamphetamine with an estimated street value of $60,000. The suspect, described as a U.S. citizen, and the contraband methamphetamine were then turned over to the Inland Crackdown Allied Task Force for prosecution. The Inland Crackdown Allied Task Force. Ain't that a fucking name?
The ICAT.
While the... Huh?
ICAT.
ICAT, yeah. While the vehicle was seized by Border Patrol, the 4 children and their mother was set free. What do you want to bet it was her idea?
You know,
You never take us anywhere for vacation. We never have enough money. Like, fine, bitch, I'll run some drugs.
Take that vacation, bitch.
Our agents continue to work around the clock to protect our community, said, I'm not pronouncing that guy's name, Chief Patrol Agent at the San Diego sector, in a prepared statement. Drug smugglers will use any means necessary to get their poison onto our streets. Nothing is sacred to them, not even family. Well, I mean, it's not like he was muling the drugs in the kid. I mean, that would be worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, honey, swallow these 3 balloons for me real fast before we cross the border.
Don't worry, there's only a small chance that they'll break.
That Coke is for Washington, D.C. Hunter Pelosi need that spank to function. Well, I'm pretty sure Nancy's on a liquid diet. And if she's not, her husband definitely is. But yeah, I mean, Hunter, he's been known to dabble with the meth. If I'm not mistaken, he had strippers shoving it up his ass in New York. Or no, wait, no. He wasn't. They weren't shoving it up his ass. He was smoking it in the champagne room and then having them shove a dildo up his ass. Even though Chris Rock told all of us there's no sex in the champagne room.
All right, since
Now,
we are getting close to 2.5 hours.
I need to start speed reading. Is that what you're saying?
No, we're at 2 hours. Oh, we got a little bit of time.
Yeah. All right. So the last couple things I've got here. Let's see.
I thought we were
go ahead and
close it.
Close that one. I got another palate cleanser for us here. The next Daily Mail article down the list.
All right, Daily Mail. You are the galleries one.
Yeah,
Or I suppose it's yeah, the only non-political Daily Mail.
there are two non-political ones, and yeah. Amber Heard has the most beautiful face in the world, according to face mapping science. Science! Closely followed by Kim Kardashian and Kate Moss. Yeah, and they show a bunch of different pictures here that's supposed to, I guess, show the symmetry of her face. I just thought that was funny because, like, I've seen trial footage of her and she looked kind of rough.
When you're taking a bump on the stand, it's the whole. It's the whole.
Yeah,
thing.
that face got a little rounder during the trial, a little more filled out. But I mean,
a face only a mother could carve.
And yeah, Kim Kardashian. That's a lot of work done on that. I mean, at least with Amber, it's not as noticeable if she's had any type of surgeries. And Kate Moss looks like Julia Stiles now. You notice that? Scroll back up. Yeah, or that one right there. She looks like Julia Stiles.
I had to get a refresher on what Julia Stiles looks like.
10 Things I Hate About You, season 5 of Dexter. She was in the Bourne movies.
Well, yeah, but that was a
like from the cheeks up. I could have easily been confused if that was Julia Stiles. She was good looking, but that wall had no mercy.
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, still not bad looking, but I never understood why everyone thought she was so hot. Like a lot of supermodels, I don't see the appeal.
Yeah.
You know? But Kim Kardashian is second place for most beautiful. No. Like that should not count.
Emily Ratajkowski, who...
Meh. Yeah. She's all right looking. Again, like, none of these chicks are... Like, I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers.
Kendall
but...
Jenner.
Again, that's a man-made face.
A face only a mother could carve. Let's see here. I do have a couple of since we are in the thing here. As you are a purveyor of the green arts, so to speak.
I smoke weed.
Yes.
You can just come out and say it, yeah.
Okay, this is kind of loud, so I'm going to turn this down. Just because it's a vacuum.
Okay, now I'm curious.
What would be the purpose? Of using a vacuum to do the inhaling for you.
Tier said, "Give a warning next time."
Yeah, and that's after I turned it down. Like,
first of all,
I apologize.
I smoke weed, but I'm not a pothead. Whoever made that abomination probably needs to start abstaining because they've gone too far. I mean, I have seen they have products. I'm assuming that they're just trying to be cheap about it, but there are and Tier says the purpose is to get rid of the smell. There are like vacuum sealed like vaporizer bags. You put it on you put it into this little like pyramid type machine.
Yeah.
It'll vaporize the weed and put it into like this clear plastic bag, and then you just suck on the bag that way. But yeah, I imagine that Tier might be onto something there, but I'd also have to assume like they're maybe filtering it through something as well if they're trying to get rid of just the smell. That was probably just them being lazy and wanting to get one big hit all at once, and either they don't have the lung capacity for it, or again, just being lazy. But if it's they don't have the lung capacity and they're doing that, a lot of that smoke is going to go stale before they get around to inhaling all of it.
Yeah.
And that is a good way to choke yourself out and end up puking. He's like, but I don't smoke because I work for the government and they like to test randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's accusing. But I just think it's funny that, now that Amber Heard has to cough up $10 million, like, oh, look how beautiful she is. Like, yeah, but the bitch is broke. And my last article is also from Reuters. Oscar-winning director Paul Haggis arrested in Italy on sexual assault charges. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Paul Haggis, he is the guy that wrote the script for $1 Million Baby and Crash. He won Oscars for both of those. Also, he was in that documentary about Scientology called Going Clear. He's a former Scientologist, which is what kind of perked up my ears with this story. Because Italy is not some place you want to fuck around and get arrested. If you don't believe me, check out the Amanda Knox story.
Yeah.
They will charge you over and over and over again.
Until they finally get it to stick.
They're still trying to... I think they're still trying to get Amanda Knox. Like, yeah, there is no double jeopardy in Italy. So, Oscar-winning Canadian screenwriter and director Paul Haggis is under house arrest in southern Italy on charges of sexual assault and aggravated personal injury, accusations that Haggis denies, his lawyer said on Monday. Mr. Paul Haggis was detained on Sunday with an emergency measure issued by the Brindisi prosecutors and is now under house arrest in Ostuni.
Yep.
He will be questioned by Thursday by a judge. All right, Reuters. When an idiot like me is pointing out your fuck-ups, hire an editor, for the love of God, who will have to decide whether or not to confirm the detention, his Italian lawyer said. Haggis was charged with forcing a young non-Italian woman, this is the part that got my attention, a young non-Italian woman to have sexual intercourse against her will the course of 2 days. Again, get a fucking editor. Reading it as it's written, this is painful. I understand what Scribe goes through now. Under Italian law, I cannot discuss the evidence. That said, I am confident that all allegations will be dismissed against Mr. Haggis, said Haggis' personal attorney, Priya Chowdhury, in a statement. Both lawyers said Haggis was pleading innocent and would cooperate with authorities. A young foreign woman was forced to seek medical care following the sexual relations, the prosecutor said in a statement. They said that on Sunday, after the non-consensual relations, that man accompanied the woman to Brindisi Airport, where she was left despite her precarious physical and psychological conditions.
Precarious?
What do you want to bet this is some chick from the Sea Org who couldn't, get a date with Tom Cruise? And so, they're just like, hey, why don't you fly over to Italy real fast for us? We got some work for you. An investigative source told Reuters the unidentified woman will be questioned in the coming 10 days in what is known in Italy as an evidentiary incident, setting out evidence for a possible future trial. Haggis, 69, wrote $1 Million Baby and co-wrote and directed Crash, both of which he won an Oscar for. In 2018, he denied accusations of sexual misconduct made by 4 women, including 2 who accused him of rape. Haggis was in Ostuni to hold several master classes at the Allura Fest, a new film festival, Italian-based film festival. which they are removing him from any participation from the event. So, again, man, like I said, with this kind of stuff, him being an ex Scientologist smells a little fishy to me. And if they can charge a foreigner, Illy will throw everything at. Yep. Mm-hmm. 20 on Johnny, never seen that money? Of course not, dear. What are you, high? He's not going to see a dime of that money.
Nope. At least no time soon.
I mean, she's gonna start living on the lam like Dave Foley. Man hasn't been back to Canada in decades. Now,
So,
let's see.
Using the word precarious, I looked up precarious just because that word I see always used with stuff that just doesn't make sense. Dangerously lacking in security or stability. Subject to chance or unknown conditions. Based on uncertain, unwarranted, or unproven premises. God, I can't fucking talk. Premises.
They're saying she was in a bad way when she got dumped off at the airport.
And they don't know why. Got it.
Now, I got two things from Twitter, and that's all I've got for tonight. So, we can talk music, or we can talk Twitter drama.
Yeah, we can talk a little Twitter drama.
All right. Did I go ahead and drop that in? Yeah. Last link from the original list.
Oh yeah.
We all know
that one up.
We all, at this point, I'm sure, are well aware of the Washington Post drama between Dave Weigel and Felicia Somnes, right? Well, Felicia got fired, and Taylor Lorenz said, "Hold my avocado toast." Matthew Iglesias, one of the founders of Vox, came out on Twitter saying, yesterday to tell everyone he contracted COVID, and he decided to make a joke. FYI, all future typos are due to long COVID. And of course, Taylor, being the woke scold and hypochondriac that she is, decided to take a little umbrage. You spelled "by" wrong, Tier, just so you know. I'm glad it's a joke for you, Matt, and that you're lucky enough to get access to great care. But for those who have had their lives destroyed by the virus, and who've had loved ones die from or suffer with long COVID, it's not funny. I hope you can have a little more empathy, especially today. You would think that's all, but you'd be wrong. If you scroll down, there's a gentleman who posted a picture along with his reply. He says, "Hi Taylor, can I joke about it? This is me. The first time I set up after the coma they had to put me in due to COVID. It nearly killed me 4 times in the 41 days I was in the coma. You have a choice.
Where are we at?
Crack jokes or let it destroy your mind. So I say start joking and keep it up."
I can't find that one.
Oh, you can't find that one? Well, to be fair, she got ratioed to hell and back, so
Oh yeah.
you might end up scrolling for a little bit. But the reason why I have it pulled up is because there's another Taylor tweet. She responded directly to this guy who has posted a picture of himself sitting up for the first time after being in a coma for like a month and a half.
I could play this GIF and everyone would probably know what it is.
You don't have to be deaf to read those lips.
It goes with there was a Roy Jones Jr. fight that my friend showed me first once, and he's like, "I'm not a lip reader, but I think he just said he was his bitch."
Tear, you think I don't know the quote from Friday? I was just making a joke about the bi joke. You know this, man.
All right,
But yeah, so this gentleman,
what was his name?
uh, Midwest Gun Dad at Real Life Dad.
Nope.
But the reason why I had that one pulled up is because Taylor responds to him. There's a big difference between joking about your own condition at your own expense and joking at the expense of others, especially those who are suffering. Continually minimizing an illness that is still devastating so many is harmful. I encourage you to learn about lateral ableism.
Lateral.
The whole
ableism.
reason why he responded to her in the first place is because she was responding to a guy who made a joke at his own expense.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And like I didn't even manage to pull up the other tweets. Like there's been a few of them. Like oh shit, Maddie. She got auto blocked by Taylor earlier today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Taylor went into safety mode. That's one of the reasons why I don't bother replying or quote tweeting Taylor Lorenz is like I'm too lazy to try and get around a block to see what kind of dumb shit she's saying. So can we just allow people to die in peace? Of course not, Tier. We got to make sure that they respect other people's pronouns and heaven forbid they joke about their condition that somebody else might share.
So what did we learn today?
What?
It's one of the end of the show. So what have we learned today, kids? Like, oh god.
Taylor's a cunt.
Yeah. No, we learned that a while ago.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't have cats, and if she does, it's only like one at a time, like right around like her daily feeding. I'm fairly certain that Taylor Lorenz is a reptilian. She's tweeted out about how she drinks like gallons of water a day and keeps her thermostat set at like 85 plus or whatever. Like, all she's missing is like a heat lamp and a rock.
And a basking lamp.
I'm willing to bet if V were to come to fruition, she's on the front lines.
All right.
But yeah, so that's the Twitter drama. I want to see how long it takes for Taylor to get fired.
Yeah, that'll be a while. So there is a question. Has science gone too far?
I mean, yeah.
We're making monkey cat hybrids.
I never understand people that want to put their pets in costumes and dress them up and shit. That's just weird, dude.
Yes.
Like Mama Camel, she was one of those people. So like I've seen it firsthand. And with her at least, it was somewhat reasonable because she had English bulldogs, and it gets cold here in the winter. So like she put like a sweater on them so they could go outside and do their business. But I did have to nip that shit in the bud because she was gonna get one of her bulldogs, like the little. You ever seen the little dog shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother was gonna try and buy like Doc Martens for her bulldog. I was like, no, we're not doing this.
So another tweet that came to my attention from the Hirohito. Can you name a funnier comedian than Trevor Noah?
Any of them? Are they gonna be alive or dead? First of all, because off the top of my head, dozens.
Funny how you should
Hundreds,
mention
maybe.
That. As I read one of the replies on here, there are a couple people who provided a slew of examples, And someone replied, "Hey, some of those are dead." And he's like, "Yeah."
And they're still funnier.
And they're
yeah.
still funnier than that.
Jim Brewer, great shout. Yeah. I mean, just look at the ones we've lost in the past, 6 months? Bob Saget, Gilbert Godfrey, Norm Macdonald. I mean, those three right there.
There is one of his stand-ups that's actually pretty funny.
I mean, yes. Like, when he was doing stand-up, he was all right. Once he started hosting The Daily Show, complete shit.
Yep.
I remember him talking about, like, growing up in apartheid South Africa, with a white father and a black mother, and how, like, whenever somebody would start giving him a look, like his mom would just drop him like a bag of weed. I thought that was hilarious.
Maybe for the weed. That's kind of disappointing. Like, I would hate to I would hate to have that kind of upbringing. Like, it's I mean, it is sad. But I mean,
he had decent stand up. I mean, Jim Jeffries, he had great stand up, and then gets a show on Comedy Central. Complete shit.
Well, and then makes a complete ass of himself with the whole Ari Shaffir thing, or not Ari Shaffir, Ari Yemeni.
Yeah, Ari Yemeni. Yep. I mean, that wasn't the only one either. Like, what was that dude? Your boy Zach, Comics Matter.
Yeah.
He did the same thing to him too, and I think this was after the Ari Yemeni thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Avi. Okay, sorry.
Avi. Yes.
Avi. God damn it.
Yeah. Fish and chips reigns all the time. Fucking London.
Fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, good.
Bad food, worse teeth.
bad food, worse weather. Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Okay, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck. God, I fucking love Farina in that movie. Like,
Farina's great in everything, man.
Do you have anything to?
Did you know he was a cop before he got into acting?
Yeah. You have anything to declare? Don't go to London.
All right. So the last thing I've got is a Twitter thread. I think this person was just trying to piss off Gen Xers, and I don't know if they succeeded or not. But
no! Before you go, there was a little thing on there where I went to see if he was someone who's like kind of baited people to conversations to follow him, and he is.
Who?
He talks about in his thread, the Hirohito.
Oh.
He talks in this thread. He's like, "Yeah, you should never stand for abuse." And in his Twitter Twitter cover picture, he has a photo of Floyd Mayweather. Now, for those of you who don't know Floyd Mayweather, really the only difference between a boxing ring and his living room is that he actually gets paid to box in a boxing ring.
And there's no ref in his living room either. Oh, Sam Kinison. Oh. Sam Kinison is a great example for whenever people tell you that comedy should punch up, it shouldn't punch down. Tell them to go watch Sam Kinison. His joke about gay necrophiliacs, fucking hilarious. And then, the Sally Struthers, feed the starving African children also. Why don't you move to where the fucking food is? You live in a desert.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Wait a second. You mean life keeps fucking me in the ass even after I'm dead? Oh!
Let's see, was there something else?
So, while you're contemplating that, I'll run through this Twitter thread real fast for you.
Okay.
All right. Nirvana had more good songs on a single album than Pearl Jam had in its entire discography. Agree or disagree, Johnny?
No. think so.
I was never a big Pearl Jam fan. Like, I mean, they had a couple of songs, like I like Jeremy and Daughter and
I think
oh shit,
I think 10 is their
yeah, 10's their best.
10's the only album that actually I can listen to a majority of their songs. But
Heresy, blasphemy. So Tears taking Pearl Jam in this scenario. Okay.
or Nirvana.
Okay. Stone Temple Pilots peaked with their debut album, and that is in no way a criticism of their subsequent releases. I'd say that's probably fair.
I was never really a huge fan of Stone Temple Pilots. They had a couple of good songs, but nothing that really.
I mean, yeah, I would say that's probably a fair one on for me. Debut is probably their best work that I can recall. Let's see, Alice in Chains had more memorable sounds than songs.
Sounds and songs.
I don't know how they would classify that because I mean I like Alice in Chains because Jerry Cantrell actually owns a ranch here in Oklahoma, and I know a dude who worked as a sound tech for Alice in Chains and a bunch of other bands, and he got to smoke weed with Jerry Cantrell's dad.
Nice.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm just, sitting backstage, got my work done, making sure nothing, goes wrong with the sound equipment and everything. And we're burning one before they go on stage. And just sitting here, passing this joint back and forth. This old guy, have no clue who the fuck he is. Band gets on stage, I'm getting to work, and all of a sudden, he says, this next song, and he pulls the guy out, from backstage. It's his dad, and he's the inspiration for the Rooster.
Huh.
Yeah. So I probably disagree with him on that one. And no one has ever listened to the Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness Disc 2. I never even listened to Disc 1, so I'll give him that one. I mean, aside from Bullet with Butterfly Wings, I couldn't name a single fucking song on that album. Wait, is that even on that album?
1979 is the only one I can name. And I don't even think
Okay.
that's on that album. I don't even know what album it's on. I just know that it's a Smashing Pumpkins
Smashing
song.
Pumpkins, yeah. Yeah, those are literally like the only two Smashing Pumpkins songs I know.
Yeah, that Tonight, and I think that's it.
Okay. Republica and Veruca Salt were the same band. I hadn't even heard of Republica.
Republica was more like not really like a breakbeat type thing, but
I'll take their word for it. Again, I'm not familiar with the first band, so
Veruca Salt. I've heard a couple of songs of theirs, but I'd have to.
Oh, okay. So Cynic's saying they're a Brit band. Sith's saying Sublime was great. That sound tech buddy, he actually rented an apartment from Sublime, from the band in Long Beach. So yeah. Smoke 2 joints in the morning, smoke 2 joints at night. There used to be a time when I would actually try and keep up with that song, like as they were singing. There is no more demeaning insult to Generation X than the popularity of the Foo Fighters. I mean,
I like the Foo Fighters a lot more than I like Nirvana.
I like the idea that I like the conspiracy that it was Dave Grohl, not Courtney, that killed Kurt. In the same way that I like the idea that Mr. Rogers was a retired Vietnam vet Navy SEAL before he started the show. I know it's not true, but I mean, it's still, it makes me giggle.
I'm trying to think of the song that Veruca Salt made that.
I haven't listened to them in so long, I probably couldn't name a song either. Um, but yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more that could be considered a demeaning insult to Generation X than the popularity of the Foo Fighters. I remember my dad, because my dad's a Gen Xer. Mom and dad both were. He sent me a meme, which I used to be his meme dealer for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
and he decided he was going to send me one, which I'd already seen it because again I was his meme dealer. But it was like a picture of dad like giving his kid a sip of beer while he's sitting on his lap, and dad's got a cigarette in his hand and everything. It's like Generation X, the last great generation before all you pussies were born or whatever. And I said, "Sir, I don't think that's the own you think it is. You gave birth to all those pussies. That was your generation. You see how this works? The boomers gave birth to you, you gave birth to us, and so on and so forth. Yeah. We didn't give ourselves participation trophies. That was you fuckers." Yeah, that's right. Seether is that's the one, because the band Seether took their name from that song. And I haven't listened to Seether in a while. There was a while there they had a drummer that was from Oklahoma City, and I don't know if he stuck around with them or not, because they were going through drummers like fucking Spinal Tap for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, the first two albums by Garbage hold up exceptionally well. This is another one where I don't have a opinion one way or the other, because I don't remember the last time I listened to Garbage.
I haven't owned a Garbage album, but my friends do. My friends still do, actually. They still listen to it occasionally. As far as
I think the last time I listened to, I think the last time I probably listened to Garbage was before MTV stopped playing music videos.
Yeah, that was pretty much my stop too.
Yeah. That made me feel old the first time I said it, because I was hanging out at the lake with some friends and whatnot, and they're all off swimming and whatnot, and I'm just laying on the dock, working on my tan and everything. Got my phone playing. I was like playing Pandora or whatever, just streaming some music. I'm like, hey, what are you listening to? This kid walks up. He couldn't have been more than 10 years old. I'm in my mid-20s at this point.
Yeah.
And so I started, I was naming off, some of the bands that have been playing on my phone. Hadn't heard of any of them. I'm like, all right, fair enough. He's like, where did you find this music? I was like, well, there's this channel called MTV. He said, yeah, I know MTV. I was like, well, this channel MTV used to play music videos. And he's like, what? Hey, why didn't you just watch YouTube? I was like, because we didn't have YouTube back then, you little shit.
Yeah. That was long ago.
Yeah. So, let's see. The entire Nine Inch Nails discography holds up exceptionally well. I'd probably go ahead and agree with that. I was not a Nine Inch Nails fan growing up, but it's grown on me as I've gotten older.
When I was introduced to Nine Inch Nails from Perfect Drug, was the song from the Lost Highway soundtrack. And it kind of stuck in my head. And I told my friend, that because it earworm. I earworm really easily.
Mm-hmm.
And so I spent, a good week like doing the drums to that. And my friend's just like, dude, why are you drumming that? I'm like, because I can't get this song out of my fucking head. And he's like, oh, God, I don't like the song anymore. I'm just like, are you gatekeeping like a bitch now? Like,
well, see, what nearly turned me off completely from him was in high school. There was one chick who was obsessed with Nine Inch Nails, is Nine Inch Nails and Tool. And luckily for me, I had already liked Tool before I met her in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I started listening to Tool. It was right around 2001, Lateralis, when that came out. Buddy burned a CD with songs from Undertow and Inema and Lateralis. Funny story. He asked me, he's like, "Hey, you like Nirvana, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I like their music. Okay." He's like, "Well, check this out. If you like Nirvana, you'll like these guys." I go home, I put the CD in my stereo, and I'm listening to it. I was like, "Okay, it's good music. Yeah, I like it. Like this. Sounds nothing like fucking Nirvana."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm at school like the next Monday. I was like, "All right, first of all, I did enjoy that CD. That band's pretty cool. Second of all, if you think that because I like Nirvana, I would like this, you should never give music recommendations ever again. Those are totally different."
Let's see here. Going back to the garbage thing, I had to, because I know there's a few songs on there that I heard that were all right. Only Happy When It Rains is a good one. Stupid Girl was on there. And I think that is it.
Okay, well, here is the last one, and this is the one that got me. It's like kind of like, oh, okay, now you done fucked up. A Perfect Circle, greater than Tool.
It's the same band.
It's the same singer.
Well, it's one guy.
No, it's not. A Perfect Circle was actually Billy Howerdale's band before Maynard became the singer. Billy Howerdale was their guitar tech when they were touring. And that was his band originally, and he didn't even want a male singer. He wanted a female vocalist originally.
Huh.
And then Maynard, sang a few of the songs for him. He's like, "All right, fair enough. You can be the singer." But that was more like a super band than it was. I mean, you had like Twiggy Ramirez, on bass.
Josh Freese is a drummer.
Yeah, which I mean, he's a band whore.
Oh yeah, he's spread it like cream cheese.
So, but yeah, like I mean, I took a little umbrage because like with the Perfect Circle, you had really you only had like the 2 albums, and then you had like a cover album, You had Mir de Noms, you had the 13th Step, both solid, great albums. I love both of them. But I mean, compared to Tool, like it's a different sound, different style. Like and also with Tool, you have a full experience, man. You got auditory, visual.
Yeah, there's a meme I saw with like the Tool song. It's like, oh, that's a pretty good album. Like, oh, that's the first track. What?
Tears like that question is like asking which one of your kids you love more. Don't make me choose. Yeah, I mean,
no, I do like the song that they had on Constantine. I think it was.
I
think it's
no shit.
Maybe
You just pushed it out of my head. But no, like Maynard's like solo project is a Pussifer, and that's still not even really a solo project. That's a collaborative project. Shit, now I gotta look up that fucking song.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Are you on like Wikipedia or
Wikipedia.
IMDb or what?
I'm on Wikipedia. Take Passive.
Passive, that's right.
Yes.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that was that the one that was? Oh yeah, that was supposed to be like a Trent Reznor collaboration as well originally.
Mm-hmm.
And Trent Reznor ended up not liking the song.
And then I think it's Passive, and then a song I think on 13 Steps that I got confused because they kind of sounded alike. I don't remember which song it was, but it was also a really good one.
Well, then they had, like I said, then they had that third album, which was like a cover album. They went ahead and put Passive back on that one, if I'm not mistaken, and they put another one. They put another one from the 13th Step on that one. Was it counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war? I can't remember the name of the song. Is it counting bodies or something like that?
No, that's a good
See.
soundtrack. That is a really good soundtrack. For Queen of the Damned.
Lullaby was his original song. But yeah, let's see. That was that song or the album. Okay, yeah. So they took Lullaby and they just renamed it "Counting Bodies Like Sheep to the Rhythm of the War Drums" for emotive. And they still had some pretty good covers on that song
Yeah.
or on that album. Let's see. What was it? Let's Have a War. That's a good one. Although they did put Imagine on there as well. This is supposed to be like their anti-war album. So, but yeah, that's all I had for today.
I really hate that song.
Which one? Imagine.
Imagine.
Yeah. And I sincerely hope that story is true, because like I remember seeing a story like after that song came out, like I think Lennon's house got broken into or his car got stolen, something like that, and he was really pissed off about it. And one of his buddies is like, "Imagine no possessions," and so he snapped back like, "It was a fucking song." Like, yeah, well, you're living it now, buddy.
Yeah, that's kind of that's a thing. But to close it out,
It's here. Best soundtrack ever, Queen of the Damned. Had a goth girlfriend in college, and I played that movie, I was getting laid guaranteed.
oh, dude, my friend, he was majorly into the rap game, and he picked up this girl, who is a punk rock girl, and he's like, dude, do you have a couple Bad Religion albums I can borrow? And I go, yeah, what's going on? He's just like, I got this chick, and she's a bit of a punk rock girl. And I go, okay, well then I'll give you these two albums. And I gave him No Control and what was the other one?
Recipe for Hate?
No, I didn't have that one at the time. That was back when CDs were still a thing. I couldn't afford that one.
Yeah.
It was offhand I can't think of it. I think it was all eight. Well, I had all ages too, so I had a third one. I can't.
I'm just trying to picture a Montana white boy into the rap game.
That's like half of Montana. Like,
trying to bang a punk rock chick. That's
no,
quite the mental picture.
I gave him and then I told him about God, what the Kerosene. I think it was Kerosene, where he Eddie Vedder played guitar on Kerosene, and actually I didn't even know about it until a couple of years ago, and I think it was Quiz that pointed it out that or no, it wasn't. It was a video on that had I think Greg Gavin on there, where he was talking about a lot of people didn't know that Eddie Vedder actually sang on one of the on the song "Let It Die." Like and I didn't even pay attention. Like it didn't even like register with me when and I've heard that song millions of times, and I'm like, all right, I got to go back and play. I got to go back and listen to this. And yeah,
a lot of people don't know that the intro for "As My Guitar Gently Weeps" played by Eric Clapton.
Huh. I did not know that either.
Yeah.
But
picture a Tears got a picture. He says, "Picture a toothpick, thin inner city black boy with a chubby goth chick. Stranger Things, country brother, Stranger Things."
But no, like
we've all been there, Tier. We've all been there.
I told him those little tidbits, and I go, okay, and so yeah, he's just like, as soon as he mentioned Eddie Vedder on Kerosene, like she was on him, like, and I was like, oh well, that worked a lot better than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah, I always think to like shit. Was that How High? Was that the name of the movie? Method Man, Red Man, going to college.
Yep.
I always think about like Ivory trying to get some weed to watch Dances with Wolves. That's a long movie. You can be there for a while, my man.
Let's see here. I think
I always ask chick like, so you like Dances with Wolves?
Trying to remember who the quote unquote bad guy was in that one.
In How High?
Yeah.
It was that one black faculty member. Well, I can't remember what his name was. Let me see.
I've only seen it.
Oh, Dean Carl Kane.
Dean Carl Kane.
Yeah, the dean of students.
Oh.
It had Fred Willard in that movie too. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Rip to Fred Willard.
Elizondo. Lark Voorhees, who is Steve.
Oh shit! I forgot they had Jeffrey Jones in that movie too.
Still good looking.
Principal Rooney from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is before it came out that he was touching kids. Or trying to touch kids.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I think we've gone on quite a while.
Yeah.
We're going to close out with a little bit of this here. Let's see if I can...
And a little bit of that. That's right. I'm gonna quote Fatboy Slim on the way out.
Total palate.
I don't have a camera. Don't have a camera, but I'm dancing like Christopher Walken right now. You just gonna have to believe.
Total palate cleanser.
Man, what are we gonna do when Christopher Walken dies?
It's gonna be a lot of replays on. We're gonna mean the shit out of him when he's passing. But yeah, this might get us some.
What do we have going on here, Johnny?
Night Shift.
Oh.
Now I think that's supposed to be a floor cleaner, like a
Roomba almost.
Yeah,
but bigger. That's a good one.
Yeah, six tagged me on that. But with that in mind, yeah, thanks everyone for showing up.
Love, peace, and chicken grease, everybody.
All right. We will see you on the next one.
Bye now.